thank you. I just needed a few things.
How's Dr. Miles?
Oh, he's fine.
And Lou?
Oh, fine, just fine.
That'll be $2.90. Out of 5. Tell me, what do you hear from your boy in Vietnam?
He wants the complaints about the food and the weather.
But he's all right.
Oh, yes, he's fine.
You know, I think about him. I think about him a lot. In fact, I pray for him.
Well, it's very kind of you, Mr. Carson.
10 makes $3, 4, and 5.
Thank you.
I'll open the door.
Oh, that's not necessary. Well, how's my new neighbor?
Fine, thanks, Mrs. Miles.
Give my regards to the good doctor.
I will. Have a good day, now.
Mrs. Riggs, I'm sorry that I kept you waiting.
You're like a duck, sorry about the first spring thaw.
Well, now, is there something I can do for you? Some apples, perhaps?
As a matter of fact, you're right for once. I came to make you an offer. A flat price for the whole lot.
Why, Mrs. Riggs, I can't believe that I've heard you correctly.
You heard me.
You mean you want to buy my whole supply of miserable, worm-eaten...
Brown spotted?
apples?
Every last rotten one? That's right.
I can't permit you to cheat yourself that way. I can't allow you to do anything that is so obviously a charitable act.
Mr. Carson,
I know how high your standards are for bacon apples.
I am trying to make you a business proposition.
But consider the merchandise, Mrs. Riggs, the quality of the merchandise.
And I do not appreciate your humor. Are you going to sell me the apples or are you not?
I'll sell you anything that you want to buy. But I don't see how you can expect to turn out a decent turnover with these.
What you can possibly know about a turnover is beyond me.
Well, I happen to know a great deal.
Besides, I never said I was going to use your apples for my bacon. I think they might be barely good enough for cider.
In January?
What's wrong with January?
I thought everybody knew November's the month for cider.
For sweet, maybe.
Sweet or hard. Mrs. Riggs, you don't mean to say that you're serious about turning out hard cider?
And what if I am?
Because it's dangerous, that's what. You know what it does to a man, or a woman either, and for that matter, it makes them mean and cantankerous when they're under the influence.
You don't say.
I do say. Why, I remember when I was a young fellow and they passed that prohibition law, there was a definite decline in the incidence of New England axe murders.
I'm sure I'll take it into account.
Well, I hope that you do.
Mr. Carson, you're a gabber and a scoundrel.
I didn't say that I wasn't. Now, about those apples.
I'll give you 30 cents on the dollar.
40
35
by the pound.
on the barrel load.
All right. If you will invite me to sample the cider once it's turned.
It's a deal.
I'll deliver them myself in person after closing.
Mr. Carson.
Mrs. Riggs?
Hello?
Eli Carson here.
Hi, Mr. Carson. How are you?
I've got something to tell you. You know all of those unfit apples that your friend Mrs. Riggs was talking about? Yeah. Well, I unloaded them on Mrs. Riggs. How's that for astute salesmanship?
How'd you do it?
Well, I needled a little here and I trapped her a little there.
She must be going to make an awful lot of pies.
No, not a one. If you'll promise not to spread the story around, I'll let you in on a secret.
Okay, I promise.
Mrs. Riggs is intending to turn out cider. Hard cider.
What? Mrs. Riggs?
Yeah, and she's invited me over to sample the first batch.
Hi, Norm.
Oh, that's Norman. I'll let you go. Say hello for me.
Okay, I will.
Bye, Richard.
Bye-bye.
I just came back from the hospital.
How is he?
Great. Just great. But I guess that's because his spirits are so high. What guy wouldn't be on top of the world with a setup like Rod's got?
Look, being sarcastic isn't going to help anyone.
It's being sarcastic. I'm just telling you like it is. I went to the hospital to see my brother, and I thought you'd be interested. Not only can he blink his eyes, but he can clench his teeth, too. And that's not bad for a guy who's a vegetable from the neck down.
I don't know what you want me to say.
All I know is I never should have made you that promise to stay out of his marriage. If I would have busted him up, maybe he'd be walking today.
No, if I was wrong about that.
No. It's my mistake. I gotta go back to shop.
You be home for dinner?
Yeah.
Early?
Yeah.
Come in. Hey, what brings you down the road at night?
Oh, just taking a breather.
You don't breathe too deeply here.
Hey, where's Carolyn today?
Oh, she got hung up, so I'm covering for her. Why?
Oh, just wondering. Hey, how's the experiment going?
Not too bad.
Having fun?
Well, being a zookeeper has its moments. Not too many, but some.
Lou,
Yes, sir.
about that girl, Vicky. One more time. Do you love her? Lou?
Dad, I'm going to marry Vicky. Now, that's all there is to it. You and Mom might as well accept that.
And you expect us to accept her?
Well, yeah, she's my wife.
All right, we'll accept the fact that she's your wife. We'll do everything we can to help you and your wife. But there's one thing, Lou, we don't want you quitting school.
Well, I'm going to have to get a job.
Where? Doing what?
There's plenty of work in New York.
Oh, like what? What kind of jobs are waiting in New York for a black boy who dropped out of school and saddled with a wife and baby? Oh, come on, son, wake up. You're 17, boy, and you're black. The only chance you got to get anywhere is to stay in school, get through college and med school.
And take over in this Lily White hospital, huh?
Well, you better take a second look. It's not so lily white.
Yeah, well, the only faces I see against those white sheets are white faces.
Lou, she is pregnant.
I knew that.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't know. And you don't know that...
Dad, I'm the one.
Oh, Lou. Lou. Oh, boy. You're so young. You think you were the only one with visiting privileges?
Oh, now, that's a delicate way to talk about a delicate condition.
No, don't give me any of your lip.
Oh, come on, Dad, I'm not a kid.
Then you should be smart enough to realize that if you refuse to marry that girl, she's going to have to prove that you are responsible and that you got her pregnant. And that the slightest bit of investigation is going to show that there are other possibilities. Now, why are you letting her play the cards?
You know, you're forgetting that there's a baby involved.
Baby's born every day in and out of wedlock.
Well, not mine.
Oh, come off it, Lou.
Dad, I feel responsible.
Yeah, too responsible. That's what worries me. You're too eager to accept this responsibility.
I'll be all right.
Now, you're hiding something, Lou. Now, what is it?
Nothing, Dad, nothing.
Son, we love you. You know that. Now, why don't you trust us? Trust your mother and me.
Look, Dad, there's a baby coming into this world. Now, things are tough enough as they are for a black baby, but I'm not going to make it any tougher for one that could be mine. I'm going to marry Vicky, Dad. That's all there is to it. I'm going to marry her.
And then,
What do you mean?
going to stay married to her?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, what do you want us to do? All go back to the ghetto?
Why not? Dad, your people need you. Do you know what happens to a black person when they get sick? I mean, where do they go, huh? I mean, how many hospitals and doctors are there in Harlem?
How many? Tell me, Lou.
Well, not enough, I can tell you that. A black baby comes into this world. If he gets into this world, he's going to die on an average of 10 years sooner than that white baby.
7.
All right, 7, then it's sooner.
I agree.
Well, yeah, you agree, but what are you going to do about it, Dad? I mean, why are you here?
You want us to go home?
Why not?
Back to the ghetto?
It doesn't have to be.
Well, you have a point. Yes, you really have a point, son. I guess you told me where I'm at. So now that we're telling it like it is, suppose you tell me where you're at. Huh? Tell me why, when black people need doctors so badly, a boy who has every advantage, background, head for it, everything going for him, tell me why that idealistic black boy who wants so much from his father for his people is copping out himself, giving up everything he can achieve for himself and his people. Our people. Yes, I said our people. And he's going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. When you can tell me that and tell me as it is, then you come and talk to your father.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
She followed you here. She's all hung up on you, I could tell. You're in love with her.
I don't like seeing my husband the way he is. I want him home. I want children.
She's playing you against Stephen. That's the game she's been playing when she was married to Stephen, and that's the game she's playing with you even now that she's married to you. Get out of here!